Okay, this is Wine in the City. I'm here with Randall Grahm at Bonny Doon Vineyard in Santa Cruz, and he's the founder and he's known as the Rhône Ranger, but that's a title he is maybe going to shake off with his new project. So Randall, you quickly mentioned this afternoon about this new hybrid project you've got going on in your new vineyard land. Can you maybe go into a bit more detail about that?
Sure. The basic idea is an exercise to find out if it's possible to produce something like a vin de terroir in a relatively short period of time. In other words, can you employ certain techniques to really accentuate the signature of the site itself? And I've got a number of ideas about things that we could do to really accentuate these qualities, including but not limited to dry farming, to the use of a specialized material called biochar, which seems to activate the soil microflora considerably. And then lastly, the idea of hybridizing grapes, so you have a real diverse population of varieties, each genetically distinctive from the other, all of which have the habit of rooting very, very deep in virtue of the fact that they're grown from seedlings rather than from cuttings.
Okay. And
as we often say at Bonny Doon, what could possibly go wrong?
Sure. Did you have any grapes in mind for the hybrids?
Well, I've had some ideas, but honestly, it's still a little indeterminate. You know, I'm thinking, there's basically two criteria that I'm thinking about. One is, of course, the appropriateness for the site. So in other words, you want to grow grapes that will in fact ripen more or less in the right time frame, have the appropriate levels of acidity and sugar and so forth. The other part of it, of course, is you want to make a wine at the end of the day that you enjoy drinking. So, or that I enjoy drinking. So certainly in the case of the white, I know what I like in white wines. I like white wines. For me, white wines, proper white wines, should have acidity, a suggestion of citrus, and a strong mineral aspect. These are the major food groups for white wines. So obviously Riesling has those in spades. We can't grow Riesling because it's not the right climate. But there are other grapes that have some of these characters. So we're looking at Ribolla, we're looking at Petit Arvin, Petit Manseng, maybe Gruner Veltliner, all those, maybe Fourmint, I think is kind of interesting. So,
and how long is it going to take to kind of see the fruits of your labor?
Well, possibly a long time, possibly a while, but I'm hoping there will be intermittent reinforcement. There will be intermittent positive reinforcement.
Sure. And it's quite a big change. You're kind of going to stop production of quite a few of your wines in order to focus on this project, or?
Well, we're not going to stop, absolutely dead stop, because we still need a kind of an income stream to keep things going. But certainly this is a big stylistic shift, and it's the idea of making, instead of making wines of effort, instead of making stylized wines that are highly controlled, it's really sort of letting nature take its course within certain circumscribed limits.
Okay, and you said you study philosophy graduate. What's your wine philosophy?
Keep it real. Keep it real. I think wines need to delight us. I mean, we're delighted by many different things. We're intellectually delighted, we're sensually delighted. But I think wine, first job of wine is it must delight.
Great. Randall, thank you very much.
My pleasure.